Okay, let's go on a tour of Manhattan. We are already airborne, and we're already over Manhattan. We're coming up on Central Park. And would you look at that? It's another lovely day. The first thing we're going to see up here on the other side of this small lake is the Metropolitan Museum of Art. By the way, I'm not from New York, so I'm not a very good tour guide, but I just really wanted to show you how great Manhattan looks in Aerofly FS2. So there's the Met, I believe is what they call it. And I'll give my little biplane a little more power here. And we will climb, because the next iconic landmark is really, really tall. It was once the tallest building in the world. And has had recurrent problems with large primates climbing to the top. There it is. That is the iconic Empire State Building, which is just beautifully rendered here. You know, it's a shame because when you go to see the Empire State Building in real life, you don't get this view. This is the best view of the building. Look. I mean, who wants to see inside? That might be interesting, but just look at it. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow. Wow. And everyone knows the gorgeous Chrysler Building. Imagine your office at the top of the Chrysler Building. You remember that movie? Well, I guess it happened in real life too. So the movie was called The Aviator. That's the movie I'm thinking of. And Juan Tripp, I guess the closest thing we have to the villain in that movie, Juan Tripp has his gaudy looking office at the top of the Chrysler Building. And I'm only flying along here because I happen to know that this is the UN, the United Nations building, but it's the side of the building you normally don't see. You normally see the side with all the flags and stuff. By the way, once again, I'm in the Kinetic Flight Simulator. They built this moving flight simulator with parts that I purchased from the hardware store that I live right next to. Ah, here's the next one. This is what I was looking for. This is 30 Rock. 30 Rockefeller Plaza. And right next to it, if it's right next to it, is Radio City Music Hall. Once again, some of these famous landmarks that we could talk about are hard to see in a flight simulator because they're surrounded by taller buildings. So let's head out to the south because there's still plenty to see. And something I'd like to mention about Aerofly FS2, they currently I've started beta testing the Vulkan uh, graphics rendering engine, I guess is what you'd call it. This is not it. This is the old technology here. So imagine this being even better. I mean, there are literally hundreds of buildings here. Maybe thousands, I don't know. And each one is different. And maybe they match the real life buildings. They certainly seem to, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I should point out that's the famous Hudson River. A terrible place to land an airliner. However, apparently it can be done once. This is Lower Manhattan, I believe is what it's called. Up here is where we pay our respects at the World Trade Center Memorial, which is right next to the towering One World Trade Center. Right off our left side there. And now no tour would be complete without a flyby of the Statue of Liberty, and this is really a special part of the tour because I've never seen the Statue of Liberty rendered so nicely in a flight simulator. I want to be able to give you a good look at it here. So we're going to slow way down. By the way, that's us. Okay, let's try to get a good look. How do you like that? Beautifully rendered there. Somebody took a lot of time with this, and they did a beautiful job. Just spectacular. Just spectacular. Nice. Woo. And the Manhattan skyline. A couple more things I want to show you. At a slightly lower altitude. A much lower altitude. The Brooklyn Bridge. Coming up. We're going to fly underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. That's really the best way to look at it, I'd say. Oh, the financial district, Wall Street, over there. In the middle-ish. In the middle there somewhere. I'm not a very good... I'm a terrible tour guide. Okay, let's slow it down because I want you to see... They modeled everything. They modeled the Brooklyn Bridge. That's what the Brooklyn Bridge looks like, I think. And the Manhattan Bridge. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Next, what I plan to do, hopefully I can find it. This is just a forest of buildings here. I want to show you Fifth Avenue. And the landmark I'm looking for is the park where Fifth Avenue basically starts. And that might be it. Oh, that's it. I think. Yeah, it's kind of like it. No, that's not it. Let's see, we're lost already. We're gonna have to pull over and ask for directions. Uh-huh. I believe this is Fifth Avenue. We're gonna fly right past the Empire State Building again. I think the Flatiron, well, I think we passed the Flatiron Building already. Faster, faster, faster. This airplane, actually, it's a lot easier to do this at a slightly higher airspeed. Hey, look. It's Empire State Building again. Okay, let's get lower. Yeah. Alright. How do you like Fifth Avenue? Alright, let's go full throttle just in case. Just in case we need that extra airspeed for something. And here we are. Back at Central Park. I could do this all day. Actually, I have done this all day, actually.